All, welcome to Programmers World. Myself Harish. If you are first time watching the videos in our channel, then I will give a short intro of it. So this channel completely deals with learning programming languages simple and efficiently. So if you are here to learn various programming languages in simple and efficient way, do subscribe to our channel and watch the videos and enjoy it. So let's get into the video. So in our previous videos regarding the list data type, what we saw was we saw the introduction for list data type and how we can create the list objects, how we can access the list objects, and then we saw some of the important functions that is used to manipulate and process the elements present in list data type. So these and all we saw it. So in today's video we are going to see about the aliasing and cloning concept of the list objects. And then we are also going to see about some of the operators, membership operators, mathematical operators used in list data type. And then we will be seeing about the list concept. And then at last we will be seeing the list comprehension. So these are all the concepts which we are going to take a look into this video. So we'll see one by one. So starting with aliasing and cloning of list objects. Aliasing and cloning of list objects is nothing but the process of giving another reference variable to the existing list is called as aliasing. So we are giving another reference variable to and pointing and we are giving it to the existing list itself. So I have provided a pictorial representation. So x, we are having a list x 10, 20, 30, 40. Now what I am doing, y equal to x I am giving. So in this case, x is a reference variable holding the list. So y is another reference variable and we are giving this reference variable, assigning it to a already existing list variable. So in that case, what we would be having, as we know, the Python virtual machine would be not be creating objects automatically. That is, it will not be creating new objects each and every time when we give a new reference variable. Rather, it would be checking whether the content that is required is already present or not. If yes, it would be mapping the ID to that one. So in this case, since we are assigning y equal to x, in this case what would be happening is y and x would be pointing to the same memory location, which will be holding the same content. So when we try to print the ID of x and ID of y, we will be getting the same output. But the problem in this approach that we are having is, if we try to change some value, in that case, since both the reference variables are pointing to the same memory location, both the variables would be getting affected. So the problem in this approach is, by using one reference variable, if you are changing the content, then those changes will be reflected to the other reference variable. So how means, so I have given x equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, y equal to x, and I am assigning y of 1. So for y of 1 I am giving 777. But since x and y are pointing to the same location, 20 would be replaced with 777. Not only for y, even for x. So I will just show this sample. So I will be opening let me open Python word result. So x equal to 10, 20, 30. So I am having this list. Now I am going to give y equal to x. So id of x, we get it. Id of y, we get this value. It is same value. So both are referencing to the same location. Now what I will be doing, y of 1 equal to 500. So now when I try to print the value of y, it will be 10, 530. When I try to print the value of x, what we will be getting? 10, 530. Even the value of x gets changed. If I check for ID of x is this, the same ID as it is being here. It is same. ID of y is also the same. So it doesn't get changed, and the values would be reflected in both the variables to the variables that are pointing to the same memory location. So this is one of the biggest drawback or problem that we are facing with this kind of approach. So to overcome this, what we are going to use is the cloning concept. How we can achieve this cloning concept is, cloning is nothing but the process of creating exactly the duplicate object but independently. So it is not going to point to the same reference location, rather it is going to point to the different memory location. So we'll see how to do it. So this cloning process can be implemented in using two approaches. One is using the slice operator and the other one is using the copy function. So we'll see one by one. So using the slice operator, it's simple. You know about the slice operator. So when you give the slice operator and when we try to assign the value for one of the element in the one of the list variable, that list variable alone only will be getting updated, whereas the another list variable that is being cloned will not be getting affected. So here x I am giving list, y equal to x of slice operator I am using. So I am cloning it. So when I try to override y of 1 equal to 777, in that case what we will be getting is print of x will be the value 20 will not be overridden in x, as we have done cloning operation. So x and y would be pointing to different locations too. So this is using slice operator. I'll just show sample for this also. Okay. So what is the value of x? I'm having 10,530. So now what I'll be doing is y equal to x slice operator. So now value of y would be the same 10,530. But if I try to get the ID of x and ID of y, I will be getting different memory locations. So since we are pointing, so x is pointing to a different memory location and y is pointing to a different memory location, we don't have any issues related to the updating of any of the elements in the list. So each update would be performed to the respective variable only. So when I give y of 1 equal to 20, in that case y alone will be updated, whereas x will not be getting updated. So this is one approach of cloning, and the other approach is using the copy method. So the copy method is also the same. How means? So what I am going to do is y equal to x dot copy. So in that case what we will be having? ID of x, ID of y. So both is being assigned to different memory locations. So this also doesn't get reflected. When I give y of 1 equal to 50, y alone will be updating, x will not get updated. So these are the two approaches that we can use for performing the cloning operation. So this is using the copy method. So when you use simply equal to, it is meant as aliasing. The problem with aliasing is it would be pointing to the same reference location. So when we are trying to update an element, in that case we get a conflict. It would be updating in both all the reference variables that is being pointed to the same memory location. In the case of cloning, we will be having a separate duplicate object created independently in a different memory location. So this is about the cloning concept. And then the next thing is using mathematical operators for list objects. So we can use two mathematical operators. One is the plus and another one is the into. So plus acts as the concatenation operator and into act as a repetition operator. So what's the thing is, concatenation operator just concatenates two lists, adds two lists. So one thing to be remembered is when you are using the plus operator, both the arguments, that is both the lists should be of list type only. If we specify any other type in any one of the argument, in that case you will be getting type error. Repetition, one argument would be integer and another argument would be the list type. So we'll see how we can do. I will just show a sample of it. Okay, now I am having x and y. So now what I will be doing, x plus y. So I get the concatenated result. So x gets added, then 530, and then y gets added. So it's just like extend method. So now if I give x plus 40, I'll be getting type error. Can only concatenate list, not into list. So this is about concatenation. Multiplication, it's simple. Suppose if I have these many elements, x into 3. So it would be getting repeated. So the elements should be printed 3 times. So it will be getting repeated. So if I give x into 3.5, it gets a type error. Can't multiply the sequence by non-int of type float. Only int is accepted. So this is about the mathematical operation using list object. And then the next thing is comparing the list objects. So we can use the comparison operators like equality and not equal, and we can use relational operators also. When we are using the comparison operators, that is equal to and not equal to, we have certain things to be followed. So comparison, the basic criteria for comparing is the number of elements should be compared, the order of the elements should be compared, and then the content of the elements should be compared. That is, if the number of elements doesn't match, then when you use equal to, it would be returning false. If the order of the elements doesn't match, then when we use the equal to, it would be returning false. If the content of the elements doesn't match, that is, it is case sensitive. In the case of string, then also it would be returning false for equal to. I will just show a quick sample. So here, let me have a list a equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is my list. B equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. So in this case, A equal to B, it is true. A not equal to B, it is false. Okay, so this is simple. Now what I will be doing, B equal to 1, 2, 3. I am adding 3 elements only. If I give A equal to B, it would be returning false. It is not same. Okay. Now what I will be doing is B equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. But what I will be doing is B equal to 1, that is 3. It will be comparing with the content and the order. So 1, 3, 1, 4. So A equal to B, false. A not equal to B would be true, as the elements content differs. And the next is the, as I said, it is case sensitive. Suppose if I give A equal to dog, comma, rat, comma, cat. B equal to dog, comma, rat, comma, cat. So in this case, we will not be getting the equal to would be returning true. Whereas when I give say equal to cat, in this case, when I check A equal to B, it would be returning false. That is, the third element is not matching the case sensitive. So it compares with the case sensitive also. So this is how equality and not equal to operators should be working on for comparison. When we use the relational operators, lesser than, greater than, less than, equal to, or greater than, equal to in list objects, then in this case only the first element would be compared. Remaining elements will not be compared. I'll just show it. It doesn't matter about the number of elements in the list. So I'll just show it. So now what I am having is A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I am having 5 elements in A. B equal to 1. Okay, let me have 6, 7, 8. So I am having only 2 elements in B. A greater than B, it is false. 1 is not greater than 6. A less than B, this would be true. B greater than A, that also would be true. So it will be comparing the first element. Number of elements will not be compared. It's not only for this case, even for string also. If I give, I will be giving A equal to dog, rat, cat, and then B equal to, let me give what I can give. Okay, let me give cat alone, or else okay. So the first element, the Unicode value, if this is the case, in this case we will be getting A greater than B, it would be true. Sorry, it would be false, because the Unicode value of capital D is smaller than the Unicode value of C. To confirm that, order of, I will be using the function ORD, so that is used to get the Unicode value. Order of D, the Unicode value of D is 68, ORD of C, small c is 99. So in this way, the first element only will be compared when we use relational operators. And then, so the next thing is the membership operators. So this we already saw it. So the membership operators is we are having two operators, in and not in. So with this we can check whether an element is present in the list or not present in the list. So this is about the membership. So I'll just show a quick sample also for illustration. So okay, A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 in A, that would be returning true. 5 in A, it would be returning as false, whereas 5 not in A, so this would be returning true. Both in and not in would be returning the boolean value. So it is a kind of membership operator used to check whether a particular element is present or not in the list. And then we are having a function called as clear. The functionality of this clear is nothing but it is used to remove all the elements from the list. So I'll just show it. So now I'm having the list A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if I give A dot clear, if I try to print the value of A, it will be printing an empty list. A will not have any elements available. So it will be removing all the elements from the list. And then next we are going to see about is the nested list concept. So the nested list is simple. So nesting a list into a list is known as nested list. So we can take one list inside another list. Such type of lists are called as nested list. So these nested list elements can be accessed using index itself. It's just like accessing a two-dimensional or multi-dimensional array elements. How we access A of I, J, like that we access, right? So in the same way we can access the nested elements list also. So we can represent matrix also using nested list. I'll show how to do it. So first I will just show a sample illustration for a nested list. Then I will show a small sample program to represent a matrix with the help of nested list. Okay. So I will open the interpreter. Here I can have A equal to 10, 20, 30, 40. I'll be closing. So now what I have done here is I have defined a list A. In the list A there are 3 elements. At index 0, 10 is there. At index 1, 20 is there. And at index 3 we have a list data type available. As list is heterogeneous, we can give a whatever kind of data types inside a single list. So at index 3 the list would be available. Inside that there are 2 elements. So if I give A of 1, it would be printing 20. If I give A of 2, it would be printing the list. completely. So it will be so when I want to access the inner element of the nested list, that is when I want to try to print the 30, in that case what I can do, a of 2 of 0. If I give like this, it will be printing 30. If I give a of 2 of 1, it will be printing 40. So like this we can access the elements present inside the nested list. Okay, now I will be showing how to represent a matrix style output using nested list. So let me open the text editor. I will be declaring a list equal to, so in this I will be declaring a 3 cross 3 matrix. What I want to output is a 3 cross 3 matrix, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So I have defined 3 elements here. So A is a list. In that list we are having 3 elements. So A contains 3 elements. This is the first element, this is the second element, and this is the third element. So at index 0 this is there, at index 1 this is there, and at index at index 2 this is there. So inside this there are 3 elements for each nested data type. So let's see how to access it. So now if I give simply for x in A, print x. So what it would be doing, it would be just printing the first iteration it will be printing 10, 20, 30 list. In the next iteration it will be printing this. In the next iteration it will be printing this. Let me show it also. py test.py. So it will be printing as we expected. Now when we want to get as a matrix, how we are going to use this? We are going to use nested for loops. That is a for loop inside another for loop. So for x in, what here the condition that I am going to give here is, for x in range of, inside range what I am going to specify is the length of A. So what I have done here is length of A. So what is the length of A? Here 1, 2, 3, 3. So range of 3. So range of 3 means what and all elements would be present in this 0, 1, 2. So we get the index 0, 1 and 2. So we get all the elements accessible. So in the first iteration x would be 0, in the next iteration x would be 1, in the next iteration x would be 2. So inside that what I would be doing is, I would be declaring another for loop for y in. Here what I will be doing is, again I will be specifying a range. Inside argument what I am going to give is length of what I am going to give is x of I. What I am going to do is a of I. So I will explain what I have done here. So here range of length of A. So length of A means the elements present inside this list A. So the number of elements it will be returning. So 1, 2, 3. So it will be returning the length as 3. So for better understanding, so I will just show it here. The interpreter, I am having this list. So length of A, what it would be returning? It would be returning 3. So 3 elements are present. If I print the length of A of I, that means what this should be taking is, that is if I try to print A of, okay, let me have another thing before print. So A dot append. Here what I am going to do is, I am going to add an element. So I will be adding 20, 30. So this is our list. So in this case, when I try to get the length of A of 0, 1, 2, 3, I am giving the index 3. So A of 3 means the total number of elements, as here also list is only present. So we don't get any error when we give length of a collection. So we are giving a collection only. So A of 3, so totally 2 elements are there. So we'll be getting answer as 2. So this is what I am going to do here. So the same here in the code A of I. So in the first iteration, A of x actually. So in the first iteration, x should be holding the value 0. So A of 0, it would be 3. So here range of 3. So each element, I want to process each element and I want to print as a list. What the output I am expecting is the matrix 10, 20, 30, next row 40, 50, 60, the next row 70, 80, 90. So this is my expected output. Okay, so inside this what I will be doing, print of, I will be just printing A of x and y. I am accessing the element. So A of 0 and then y would be also 0 in the first iteration. And then I don't want to just close it, because when you close it, the default would be new line. So after printing 10, it will be going to the new line. I don't want to do that. So I will be overriding the default value of end, the keyword, as it is a new line, and I will be giving a space. So it will be coming as a space, and then in the next iteration. So it will not go out of this for loop, because this for loop is not over yet. The range is 3. The first iteration, A of 0 is 3. So 0, 1, 2. So in the next iteration, 1 would be coming. The value of x remains the same as 0. 0 of 1. So 0 of 1 would be 20. So 20 would be coming. And then space 30. After ending this, now I need to go to the new line. So now I will be printing an empty statement. Okay, so here I will be printing an empty statement to move to the new line. So that's all. This is our code. So with this we can get the output. So I'll save it and run it. So we get the elements printed in a matrix format. So this is how we can achieve the matrix format output using nested list. And the last thing that we are going to take a look is, we are going to take into the list comprehension. So this list comprehension is nothing but, it is very easy and compact way of creating the list object from any iterable objects like list, tuple, dictionary, range and all. So with the help of iterable objects, we can perform the list comprehension. The basic syntax is like this only. The list variable equal to an expression for item in the list if condition. This is an optional part. If we want any condition to be satisfied, we can give. So I will just show some samples so that it will be better understandable. So A equal to, what I go is x for x in range of 10. So I get the value of A as 0 to 9. So how it will be working is, in the range of 10. So range of 10 means 0 to 9. So for each element, it would be iterating. It is just like a for loop only it will be working on. So for each element, it would be getting iterated and it would be assigning to this variable that we have defined here, and it would be adding as an element to the list A. So like this we can compact, and it is one of the compact and easy ways. It is somewhat slightly difficult to understand at the start, but when we start using these kind of denotions, and when we create objects like this means using list, we feel like it is so compact, and we would be very much interested in using these kind of things. So that's why. So this is about list comprehension. I'll show some sample also. suppose if I want, it's not that we can only assign a value, we can do expression also. So for each element that I am receiving, I am going to multiply it with the same number. For x in range of 11, so till 10 I want, so I will be doing, I will start with 1 comma 11. A, I get 1 into 1 1, and then next element 2 into 2 4, 3 into 3 9, 4 into 4 16, like that we get it. So like this also we can do, and also as I said, we can specify the condition also, x for, so suppose if I want to print the even numbers alone from 1 to 11, in that case, if x percentage 2, that is the modulo 2, equal to 0. So when I try to print the value of a, the even numbers alone would be getting listed out. So this is some of the basic sample to work on with the listed comprehensions. So this is about that. Now what I will be doing is, okay, I am having a list a equal to 2 4 8 6 8 10. This is not that only we can do like this only, we can use for string also. I will show for string now. Suppose I am having a equal to Python comma Java comma C comma, okay, let me have just 3. So what I want is, I want the first character of each element to be printed. I am having a list. From the list, the first character of each element I wanted. So how I can achieve this using list comprehension, I will show it. So b equal to x for, okay, I want the first character only. So x of 0, the first character only, for x in a. So what I have done for x in a, so for each element, the first element would be coming and its 0th index, what would be p. So the next element would be coming and its 0th index. So like that we can get it. So we get pjc. So we get the first characters of each element from the previous list. So this is how we can achieve it. So this is another sample that I wanted to show. Okay. Now what I want is, I will be showing some small programs. So the first program what I want is, I will be declaring two lists, a equal to 10, 20, 30, and I will be declaring another list b equal to 30, 40, 50. So I will be having two lists. So what I want is, what is the output I am expecting is, I want the elements present. So when I want to compare and print the elements that are present in both the lists. So I want the elements to be printed which are available in both the lists. And I also want to print the elements which are not available, which is available in only one list and it's not available in the other list. So I'll just show how to do it. This one we can achieve using the in and not in. So I'll show how to achieve it. So c equal to, what I will be doing is, okay, so here what I will be doing is x for x in a if x in b. So what I have done here is, so I am going to check each element in a, and the first iteration, so here the first iteration what we will be having 10, that I am checking if that element 10 is available in b or not. If not, x will not be assigned a value and it will not be added to the variable list to C. And then next iteration, for x in A, 20 will be coming, 20 is also not available. Then 30 will be coming, 30 in A, x in B, 30 in B, yes, it's true. So finally only one element, 30, would be added. So when I try to print C, I'll save this code and then run it. So I get the 30 alone. To print the elements that are not different, it is simple. We can just use not in. So we get 10, 20, the difference between. So this is another sample that I wanted to show. Okay, now another sample that I want to show is like okay, what I want is I'll be declaring a sentence, and in the sentence I wanted to split it up, and each word, so that is each word I want to print as a list. So I want something like a nested list, and how I want is, okay, I'll just show. Suppose my input is Python is a programming language. So this is my input. How I want is a list, like inside that Python, comma, the length of the word. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6, comma, is, comma, 2, comma, A, comma, 1, comma, like that. So for programming and for language also I want. So I want the words to be printed and its corresponding length. So in a list, so a kind of nested list I want. So I'll show how to achieve this. So to achieve this, I'll be getting an input from the user. So input, enter a string. Okay. So now I will be splitting it up. How means words equal to a dot split. I'd be using the default space operator as a split. So I would not be using separating in some special characters. So I will be just simply splitting it up. Now how I would be achieving it here is result equal to, this is my result list. This, what I want is, I will just declare x for x in words. So what I wanted is a list type where I want x to be printed, and then I want the length of the x to be printed. So length of the current iteratable object. So length of the current word. So like this we will be getting. So this also I can do, and so to perform additional thing, suppose if I want the word of the first character to be printed in upper, so x dot, I guess it's upper method. So this also we can. So I'll give and print result. So I'll be printing the result. So let me execute the code. Enter a string. Python is a programming language. So I get Python 6 is 2 as 1 and programming as 11, language as 8. We get it everything in capital letter as I have used the upper functionality. So this is another sample that I wanted to show, and I want to show another last sample program for this list comprehension. The last sample what I want to show is I'll be giving a string, and in that string what I want is I want the list of vowels used inside that string. Okay, so I'll just show how to do it. So here the list of vowels first in a list. So vowels equal to A, comma, E, comma, I, comma, O, comma, U. I guess these are all the vowels available in English alphabets. So now what I will be doing, get the word. So A equal to input, enter the string. Okay. So now I will be using words equal to A dot split. I will be splitting it up. I will be having a result set. Result equal to an empty list. Okay. So I will be having an empty list. What I will be doing is, I don't okay, so for X in words, so for each word I want, or else okay, let me go as character wise itself. I don't want to split itself. So for X in A, so for each I will be going on, if what I will be doing is, if X, so the current character in vowels, that is, I am checking if the current character that is coming is either a vowel or not using the predefined list that I have given here. So if X is present in vowels, so that character, inside that I will be assigning it to the result, but before assigning it, I will be checking another if condition. If X not in result, why I am checking this is, we should not add, suppose the first character is an vowel, that is I am getting A, and suppose if the second character, again if I am getting A in the same string, I need not add the A here, I need not duplicate it. So we get the list of vowels only. So that's why I am checking. I am not going to duplicate it. So if X not in result, then only what I will be doing is result dot append the character X. Okay. At last, what I will be doing, print just the result. I'll save this code and run it. Enter the string. Let me give this string itself. Python is a programming language. So I get, okay, I got, I think everything is used. To better explain, let me have it as Python alone. So in this, I guess we will be getting only O. So only O is used. So by this, we can get the list of vowels present inside a particular string. So this is about the list comprehension and some of the samples that I wanted to show. So with this, we are coming to an end to the list data type. So in the next videos, we will be starting on with the tuple data type. I hope you would have liked this video. Please post any of the suggestions or queries in the comment section, and do subscribe to our channel and watch our videos regularly. Thank you.